What's up, guys? Chaz and Charlie, and today I'm discussing if you love weed, you're probably addicted to it. So, when you talk to a pothead or a weed head and you say, is weed addictive? Are you addicted? They'll say, no, weed is not addictive. I'm not addicted. I just love weed. And I think that it's the dumbest excuse. The dumbest, excuse that you can use if you smoke weed all day, every day. Somebody who's on hard drugs could very well say, well, heroin is not addicted. I just love it. Alcohol is not addictive. I just love it. I think the person who is addicted loves it. That's kind of the point. And I find it odd that it's only with cannabis that people tend to put weed on this pedestal. It's one of, they say it's the gateway drug, which I don't truly agree with it. I believe if you're going to do hard drugs, you're going to do them. You probably have a hard life. It's not about just you smoke a joint and I'm going to smoke crack. I think there's more to it. But I do think weed is perhaps one of the most interesting, I wouldn't say dangerous, but interesting drugs, because it's the only one that people tend to put on the pedestal and deny its addictive quality. Its addictive qualities. We'll say, I just love it. And I'm like, okay, that means you're addicted or you're dependent on it. They'll say, well, it's not addictive, it's just dependent. Or some people will say, well, it's not physically dependent, it's just addictive. Whichever makes you feel better. You say, well, I'm just dependent on weed, or I'm just addicted. Whatever the case, you need it every day, all day. And when you don't have it, you are addicted to be around. So why do people tend to put weed on this pedestal and, use excuse that, I just love to smoke it or whatever. And it's a culture where, you have the weed leaf t-shirts or the I love weed hats or the 420s or all this camaraderie around weed. And it's not like that with alcohol. People who are alcoholics, pretty much know they're alcoholics, but they don't, walk around with a I love alcohol shirt. They don't wear it as a badge of honor. They know they do it. They do it in private or in public, and they don't try to use the excuse that, I'm not an alcoholic, I just love how it tastes. Maybe some do that, but on average, people, they're probably like drunk if they're saying that, but on average, people know that, drinking alcohol every day is not a good thing. But this weed culture promotes everyday use as a good thing. And true enough, the side effects with weed are not as great as, with things with alcohol and hard drugs. But to deny that it doesn't have any type of negative side effects if you use it for a long period of time is false. We have things like CHS or had things where it affects with your brain, especially if you're young. I made a short about, youngsters today, they're so big on anxiety, and I have anxiety, and I'm depressed, and yada, yada, yada. And young people's minds are growing and learning how to deal with different stresses, different things. And then they interrupt that and introduce weed into their system, and now they, don't know how to deal with life in a sober mind. And for you're 5-10 years addicted to smoking weed. And you can say, well, they're not addicted, they just love weed or whatever. And I just think there's a big danger with putting weed on this pedestal of this like happy drug, this thing that helps people, that heals people, and it doesn't have any actual side effects. True enough, it's better than a lot of pharmacia, but it's still a medicine. And if you use weed for a long period of time, like any medication, to deny there aren't any side effects, and like I said, there may not be as many as pharmaceuticals, but there are. And weed can be an avenue to help you get over something. Let's say you are having issues with anxiety, with depression, or with sleep, and you're using weed to actually help get you out of the slump. Okay, now that you're out of the slump, you should learn how to deal with this on your own. Weed is just giving you that boost, to help you not fall back in the same predicament. It's almost like we should use it like a stimulus check. If you use your stimulus check properly, let's say you were in a funk, you were in a physical bind, you were behind on bills, and you got that $2,400, that $5,000 to help you get out of your slump. Now, once you're out of that, you practice ways or learn how to budget, get a better job, learn how to handle your money so you don't fall back into that same position. We should use weed the same way. We can use it to get ourselves out of a slump, help us with sleep, help us with, our appetite or whatever you use it for. But the ultimate goal should be for us to find ways to cure this solution or cure the root cause. There's always a root cause to anything that you're going through. And the issue with weed is it can distract you from actually trying to or finding the root cause of whatever you're actually going through. So rather than, when people say, are you addicted, or you ask yourself, am I addicted? You're like, well, no, I just love weed. I just like how it makes me feel. No shit, Sherlock. I mean, that's kind of the point. But the excuse of you just love something is not the reason on why you're doing it. If you are using it and you love it because it blocks your mind from thinking about an issue that you're having, it gives you this high sensation that's numbing you from life or stresses of life of what you're actually going through. And that's also why they push weed towards us. I will say weed is more dangerous, can be more dangerous than hard drugs, because, like I said, if you're doing hard drugs, that's bad. That's bad. You can't actually do these things for years and years and years and not either self-destruct or die. But with weed, you can smoke weed for 20 years. Be like, I don't really have an issue. But in the days, times where we have all these distractions from, like I said, different wars, different agendas, different things that are pushing down our throats. If we're constantly high, we don't know how to dissect. We don't know how to truly look at these things from a clear perspective and not just be this jolly jovial, oh, I'm high, I'm happy, everything. It's not a big deal. So in a sense, it's more dangerous because it does distract you from what's going around you and what's going on in your personal life. I've always said anxiety is not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Anxiety is natural. We all have anxiety. In many cases, anxiety is our bodies telling us something is wrong, you should correct something. And rather than us just, numbing ourselves, getting high, we should pay attention to what's going on while we are feeling the way that we're feeling, because it might be time for us to change something about our lives, about what's going on. Maybe something is around you, you need to be more mindful of, be more aware of. And you say, well, I don't really want to be consumed with that. I'm just going to get high to numb myself from my outside surroundings. That's what we're using weed for. And we can do that for a long period of time and not have any blatant or severe side effects. Sometimes you can. If you have like CHS, I will find that severe. But everybody doesn't get CHS. You may just say, well, I just may, forget my keys in the house every now and then. Is that really a big deal? No, that's not a big deal. But you needing to work on your relationships, work on your profession, work on your personal growth, your mental health, and we blocking you from doing that, that's probably a big issue. And we shouldn't say, well, I'll just do it because I love weed. Like I said, duh. But find out why you love weed. So guys, in the meantime, if you feel differently, have some other thoughts, feel free to comment below. I'm open for discussion, for thoughts. Until next time, guys, please like, subscribe, share. Most importantly, comment below. And remember, we are all in this thing together. Peace.
Lit the last J, flick the ash away. Green haze days, now they fade away. Lost in the smoke, but I found new hope. No more cloud nine, now it's grind time. Dope, used to breathe trees, now I live free. Clearing my mind, got no time for weed. Focused on my hustle, mind in the muscle. Breaking all the chains, feel the brain, there's no struggle. Woke up fresh, lungs feeling blessed. No more stress, clearer thoughts expressed. Dollars I save, life's an upgraded wave. Green out the door, now I crave much more. Lit the last J, flick the ash away. Green haze days, now they fade away. Lost in the smoke, but I found new hope. No more cloud nine, now it's grind time. Dope, used to breathe trees, now I live free. Clearing my mind, got no time for weed. Focused on my hustle, mind in the muscle. Breaking all the chains, feel the brain, gains no struggle. Mind on the rise, reaching for the skies. No more red eyes, goals I visualize. Beat the old vice, life like paradise. Feeling so nice, a new sober life. Used to breathe trees, now I live free. Clearing my mind, got no time for weed. Focused on my hustle, mind in the muscle. Breaking all the chains, feel the brain, gains no struggle. Mind on the rise, reaching for the skies. No more red eyes, goals I visualize. Beat the old vice, life like paradise. Feeling so nice, a new sober life.